In March 2025, BYD dropped a bombshell, a bold announcement that could shake the EV world to its core. From China to the global stage, BYD is no longer just a rising star, it's a challenger stepping directly into Tesla's lane. And at the center of it all, a daring CEO ready to redefine the game. This isn't just another upgrade, it's cutting-edge technology, a hybrid breakthrough set to launch in 2025, one that might not only outshine Tesla's current tech, but completely transform how we think about driving. So what is this mysterious engine, and why is it sending shockwaves through the auto industry? Stick around, because once you hear the numbers, you'll understand why BYD's fifth-generation DMI system could change everything. Now picture this, a car that seamlessly blends an electric motor with a petrol engine. For quick commutes, the motor takes the wheel, silent and efficient. On longer journeys, when the battery runs low, the petrol engine steps in. No stress, no limits. This is BYD's signature innovation, the dual-mode intelligence system. And in its fifth generation, launched in May 2024, it's more advanced than ever. Here's where it gets jaw-dropping, a thermal efficiency of 46.06%. In plain English, it squeezes more energy out of every drop of fuel than nearly any other engine on Earth. Most cars hit just 30 to 40%. That means less fuel wasted, fewer emissions, and more power when you need it. Even with the battery empty, it sips just 2.9 liters per 100 kilometers. That's efficiency on another level. And the range? Brace yourself. Up to 2,100 kilometers on a single tank and charge. Enough to drive from New York to Miami and back without stopping once. The secret lies in its turbocharged 1.5-liter engine, BYD's ultra-safe blade battery, high-performance electric motors, and silicon carbide power chips designed for maximum endurance. Against rivals like Toyota, long respected for hybrid efficiency, BYD's DMI 5.0 goes further. Longer electric-only range, lower fuel consumption, greener, cleaner driving. It's already a favorite in China, and the world is starting to take notice. Because this isn't just about cars, it's about the future. The world is racing toward electrification, but for many people, going fully electric feels risky. Limited charging stations, steep price tags, and fears of running out of power. Enter BYD's fifth-generation DMI, a true game-changer. With record-breaking range, smart tech, and prices that won't break the bank, this hybrid isn't just another option. It could be the bridge that takes us all into the next era of driving. Let's talk about the biggest fear keeping people from switching to EVs: range anxiety. Imagine you're on a road trip, miles from the nearest city, watching that battery gauge drop lower and lower. For drivers in Southeast Asia, South America, or rural Europe and Australia, where charging stations are few and far between, that fear isn't just in your head, it's real. But BYD's DMI system, it erases that fear. With a staggering 2,100 kilometers on a single tank and charge, you could drive from New York to Miami and back without ever stopping to refuel or recharge. This isn't magic, it's the brilliance of a hybrid setup, blending a super-efficient petrol engine with an electric motor. The result? All the eco-friendly benefits of an EV without the stress of being stranded. And it's not just about going farther, it's about making electrified driving possible for everyone. Full EVs often carry a price tag tens of thousands higher than regular cars. For families, first-time buyers, or drivers in developing markets, that cost is a deal-breaker. BYD is tearing down that barrier. Their hybrids are not only greener, but in many cases, cheaper than traditional petrol cars. Take the BYD Seal 05 DMI. In China, it starts at just $12,250. Think about that. A hybrid, priced lower than many gas cars. Add in subsidies and tax breaks across China and Europe, and suddenly the EV revolution isn't reserved for the wealthy. Everyday people can now step into the future of driving. And here's the genius move. Hybrids, like the DMI, act as a bridge. Not ready to go fully electric? No problem. You still get the fuel efficiency and electric drive experience, but with a petrol engine for backup on those long trips. That flexibility is gold, especially in regions where charging networks are still catching up. No wonder BYD's hybrids are exploding in popularity across Thailand, Brazil, and Australia, places where practicality matters just as much as going green. But BYD didn't stop at fuel savings and range. They packed the DMI with cutting-edge tech. Take the BYD Seal 07 DMI, equipped with LiDAR and Urban Navigate on autopilot. Translation? It can handle city driving, traffic, stoplights, pedestrians with barely a touch from you. Picture yourself gliding through rush hour while the car does most of the work. Smooth, smart, stress-free. This blend of long-range, affordability, and next-gen tech is setting a new standard. And here's the twist. It's forcing giants like Tesla, Toyota, and Volkswagen to play catch-up. Tesla may own the spotlight for autopilot, but BYD is proving you don't need a fully electric badge or a Tesla-sized budget to enjoy the future of driving. One of the biggest roadblocks stopping people from going electric? Range anxiety. Picture it. You're on a long road trip, miles of highway ahead, and your battery gauge is dropping fast. Where's the next charging station? Will you even make it there? For drivers in Southeast Asia, South America, or rural Europe and Australia, where chargers are rare, this isn't just a worry, it's a real fear. But BYD's DMI system wipes that fear away. With a jaw-dropping 2,100 kilometers on a single tank and charge, you could drive from New York to Miami and back again without stopping once. This isn't luck. It's the power of a hybrid setup, a hyper-efficient petrol engine paired with an electric motor. Together, they give you the clean, eco-friendly feel of an EV without the stress of being stranded. And here's where it gets even better. The DMI isn't only about distance, it's about access. Full EVs can cost tens of thousands more than regular cars, pushing them out of reach for families, first-time buyers, or drivers in developing markets. BYD is breaking that barrier, offering hybrids that aren't just greener, they're cheaper than many petrol cars. Look at the BYD Seal 05 DMI. In China, it starts at only $12,250. That's hybrid technology at the price of a budget sedan. Add in government incentives across China and Europe, and suddenly the EV revolution feels closer than ever, not just for the wealthy, but for everyday people. And here's the genius. Hybrids, like the DMI, act as a perfect stepping stone. Not ready to go fully electric? No problem. You still get the fuel efficiency and electric drive experience, but with a petrol engine for backup on those long trips. That flexibility is gold, especially in regions where charging networks are still catching up. No wonder BYD's hybrids are exploding in popularity across Thailand, Brazil, and Australia, places where practicality matters just as much as going green. But BYD didn't stop at range and affordability. They pushed into smart tech. Some models, like the Salon 07 DMI, come loaded with LiDAR and Urban Navigate on autopilot. Translation? It can handle city driving on its own. Traffic, stoplights, pedestrians, with barely a touch from you. Picture yourself gliding through rush hour while your car does most of the work. Smooth, smart, stress-free. This blend of long-range, affordability, and next-gen tech is setting a new standard. And here's the twist. It's forcing giants like Tesla, Toyota, and Volkswagen to play catch-up. Tesla may own the spotlight for autopilot, but BYD is proving you don't need a fully electric badge or a Tesla-sized budget to enjoy the future of driving. In China, BYD is already a superstar, outselling everyone else in hybrids and EVs. The reason? Cars like the Seal '05 DMI, priced at just $12,250, and the Ceylon '07 DMI, which rockets from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.7 seconds. Cheap, green, and loaded with futuristic features like self-driving, they're irresistible. And this wave isn't staying local. Factories are rising in Hungary, Turkey, Brazil, and Thailand, bringing BYD's cars closer to the people who want them. Take Australia, for example. The Ceylon 6A DMI is winning hearts with its 92-kilometer electric-only range and a price tag that undercuts much of the competition. The impact? Massive. BYD's low-cost, long-range hybrids are forcing giants like Toyota, Hyundai, and Volkswagen to fight for relevance. In Thailand alone, BYD sold 70,000 electrified cars in 2024, making it the top green brand. In Brazil, SUVs like the Song are outselling rivals by being both cheaper and high quality. Why? Because in countries where charging stations are scarce, hybrids are the perfect solution. They don't just compete with petrol cars, they're replacing them. And with BYD leading the charge, the global market may never be the same. BYD's DMI system is rewriting the rules. Hybrids are becoming so attractive, so practical, that more drivers are ditching traditional petrol cars altogether. And with that shift, rival automakers are being forced to play defense, slashing prices, rushing out hybrid models, and scrambling to keep up. But for BYD, the road isn't without obstacles. In the United States, a massive 100% tariff has slammed the brakes on their expansion. That tariff doubles the cost of BYD's cars, making them untouchable for American buyers. Across the Atlantic, the European Union has followed suit, slapping tariffs of up to 17.4% on Chinese imports. Suddenly, BYD's affordability, its greatest weapon, is under fire. Why? Because governments in the West fear a tidal wave of cheap Chinese cars fueled by subsidies. Back in 2022, BYD received $2.1 billion in support from Beijing, helping it keep prices low. To countries like Germany, that's not just competition, it's a direct threat to homegrown icons like Volkswagen. And into this battlefield steps Tesla, led by Elon Musk. For years, Tesla's cars like the Model 3 and Model Y set the standard. They weren't just vehicles, they were status symbols, proof that EVs could be fast, stylish, and good for the planet. But now in 2025, the game has changed. The EV and hybrid market is more crowded than ever, and Musk is surrounded by challengers. One of the fiercest? BYD. The Chinese giant is no longer chasing Tesla, it's closing in. In 2024 alone, BYD sold 4.27 million vehicles, nearly matching Tesla's 1.79 million pure EV sales. Cars like the Seal '05 DMI, priced at just $12,250 in China, are delivering up to 2,100 kilometers of range, numbers that make Tesla's offerings look vulnerable. And the shift is already visible. In Europe, BYD's sales exploded by 94% in February 2025, while Tesla's plummeted by 44%. The tide is turning, and the question is no longer if Musk will face real competition, it's how long he can hold the crown. Volkswagen is surging too. In February 2025, its EV sales in Europe jumped an astonishing 180%, cementing its role as a serious contender. Across the Atlantic, Ford and GM are leaning on their strength, trucks and SUVs. The Ford F-150 Lightning and GM's Silverado EV are stealing headlines and customers, while Tesla's long-delayed Cybertruck struggles to deliver. Ford's Mustang Mach-E and GM's $30,000 Equinox EV are already pulling buyers away from Tesla's pricier Model Y. And here's the kicker. These legacy automakers have something Tesla doesn't: massive dealer networks and decades of customer trust. That's an advantage money can't buy. At the same time, hybrids are stealing the spotlight. They've become the middle ground between gas and full EVs. cheaper, practical, and immune to charging anxiety. In the U.S., a Gallup poll in 2025 revealed the split. 55% of Republicans prefer hybrids, while only 31% favor full EVs. The message is clear. The market isn't moving in one direction, it's splitting. Toyota, Hyundai, and BYD are capitalizing, while Tesla, committed solely to pure EVs, risks being left behind. Musk himself has dismissed hybrids as a compromise, but in regions where charging stations are rare, that compromise looks more like a solution. BYD's DMI lineup proves it. Models like the Cylon 07 and Tang DMI aren't just efficient, they're fast, stylish, and loaded with futuristic tech like Urban Navigate on autopilot. Toyota and Hyundai are rolling out their own hybrids, but with BYD setting the bar and undercutting prices, Tesla suddenly looks expensive. And in markets like Asia and Latin America, where infrastructure lags, this shift could carve deeply into Tesla's sales. And then the politics. Tariffs are reshaping the battlefield. In the U.S., a 100% tariff keeps BYD's cars out entirely. On the surface, that protects Tesla, which still commands 44% of the American EV market. But it also lets Tesla relax, with no Chinese competition forcing prices down. Europe is another story. The EU has imposed tariffs of up to 17.4% on Chinese imports, but BYD is sidestepping the wall by building factories in Hungary and Turkey. Meanwhile, Tesla's European sales collapsed nearly 45% in early 2025, not just because of tariffs, but because of Elon Musk himself. His open support for U.S. President Donald Trump has sparked protests across Europe. Some buyers are boycotting Tesla altogether, giving BYD and others the perfect opening to tighten their grip. In China, Tesla's second biggest market, the tide has shifted. Sales dropped 14% in early 2025, while BYD's numbers skyrocketed. Local buyers are flocking to homegrown brands like BYD and Sukiami, companies offering sharper tech at nearly half the price. Take Xiaomi's Suyu 7 sedan, sleek, trendy, and already a fashionable alternative to Tesla's Model 3. And if U.S.-China relations sour further, new tariffs could hit Tesla hard, closing the door even tighter on Musk's ambitions there. But Tesla's challenges aren't just about markets, they're about Musk himself. His outspoken persona is both weapon and weakness. Fans adore his bravado, but his political ties, like leading Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, have alienated swaths of customers. In Europe, anti-Tesla protests have targeted dealerships, some even vandalized and set ablaze. In the U.S., Tesla stock plunged in 2025, fueled partly by backlash against Musk's politics. The numbers are telling. A New York Times report revealed Tesla sales fell 13% in Q1 2025, while BYD kept climbing. Rivals are circling, and Tesla's once unshakable grip looks looser by the quarter. And then there's the product problem. The Model Y and Model 3, Tesla's workhorses, haven't had a real refresh in years. Meanwhile, BYD and Hyundai are pumping out bold new designs. Tesla's answer, a budget EV codenamed Redwood, isn't expected until mid-2025, leaving precious time for rivals to pull further ahead. Worse still, Musk's obsession with robo-taxis and full autonomy could distract from what customers actually want: affordable, practical cars right now. So what's next for Musk? To survive, Tesla may need to slash prices to match BYD, but that could slice profits. A refreshed Model Y and a fast-tracked Redwood might help, but timing is everything. In Europe, Musk must repair Tesla's brand, expand the German Gigafactory, and win back trust. In China, partnering with local tech firms might be the only way to compete with BYD's cutting-edge features. Because make no mistake, the pressure is intense. Affordable long-range hybrids, traditional automakers charging into EVs, political roadblocks, and Musk's own controversies, they're all colliding in 2025. And yet, Tesla still has weapons: loyal fans, advanced tech, and a head start in EV dominance. Musk has faced impossible odds before and clawed his way back. The question now isn't whether Tesla can compete, it's whether Musk can do it again. Meanwhile, BYD is showing the world that hybrids aren't just a stopgap, they may be the future. Whether you're cruising through the city or powering down the open road, the DMI is proving you don't have to choose between practicality and innovation. So what do you think? Are hybrids the true bridge to a greener future? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into the cars shaping tomorrow.